Hey, are we back? We got volume now? What is going on tonight? We got volume? That's weird. I turned this on, but when we went live, I literally tapped it. Did you guys see me tap that? That's weird. I don't know what's going on. So we're having a great start to the show apparently. I was saying that I put this photo up as this was a better representation, at least what I thought of uh, today, and I thought that this would be a better moment than having I don't know, anything else, and I just let you guys know, O.J. Simpson, like you all know, passed away well, when did he pass away? On the 10th? On the 10th. Passed away on the 10th from his battle with cancer, and I was saying that, sometimes people die in their 70s from cancer, and, I preferred to have this image up at the start of the show compared to anything else. And then I said, "What are we gonna do? We're gonna say hello to everyone." So now I have to do it again. Hello, Danny. How are you? Maria, Shasta's here. Laurie's here. Nanalana, Marilyn Landis. And I was saying how Danny must have been at a film premiere earlier the last few days because he's not been here. So he must have been at some sort of big, important celebrity saving the environment, raising money for who knows what. Who knows? You'll have to ask him. Marilyn Landis is here. Hello, my friend. Good to have you. Love is a four-letter word. Mamma mia. I don't know if I said Laurie, but hey, Laurie. Angela is here as well. I said, thanks, Angela, for your email. I appreciate it. Angela said, hi, all. It's raining again, so can't type much. I hate when it rains. It stops me from typing too. I said, Moonlight Views here. Who else? Sienna. And speaking of Sienna, I accidentally left Sienna off the ending video for like 5 days, and I apologize for that. It has been fixed. Her name is on the ending video for the donators to this channel. If you ever think you've run into a problem like that, that I have left you off the donating video at the end, my email is always open. I'll always get back to people, especially on important issues. Um, so it's sundaywithping@gmail.com. Please don't ever be afraid to reach out to me. I will always get back to you. My email is always open to everyone. Hey, Lynn D, good to see you here. Who else? Did I miss anyone? DJ was here. Edget. Did I miss anyone? I hope I didn't miss anyone. Shock is here. I think I've got just about everyone. Good to have you all here. I really appreciate it. Sorry about the start. Made it way more like dramatic than I intended it to be. I intended to have like a 30-second mute, and then I unmuted myself, and I was like starting to talk, and it didn't come back. So it made it way more dramatic than I actually intended it to be. Okay, let's jump back to our story on the BBC. We've been in England a lot this week, which is good. I've been trying to do more UK stories for our European friends. But bones found on the beach are human. Please confirm. I often wonder if bones found on beaches are human. It says here, bones found on Sunderland Beach have been confirmed as human, police have revealed. Officers are investigating 3 reports of suspected human remains discovered over the last 2 months. It reminds me of that one in Canada. Was it Canada? Where they had that beach where like feet kept washing up in like shoes, and it's like they kept having like 20, 30 pairs of shoes would wash up, and they had feet in them. And they're like, where are these coming from? Like, where are all these parts of people? Sort of reminds me of that. It says the first was made at Roker Beach in February, with the most recent at Seaburn Beach on Friday. Tests found some of the bones on one of the beaches were human, and Northumbria police treating the discoveries as unexplained. Yes, I would say they probably are unexplained. The force added it was keeping an open mind as to whether the discoveries were linked. Okay, I would like to keep an open mind too. It says we have received reports of bones or suspected body parts being found at Seaburn and Roker Beach in Sunderland over the recent weeks. We have now confirmed that some of these are human, and we are currently treating the discoveries as unexplained. The first discovery was made in February when suspected human remains were found in that Roker place. The remains were discovered in Marine Walk, which overlooks the beach. Less than a month later, a member of the public found suspected bones on the same stretch of coastline. The bones were found the day after a flood warning had been put in place due to bad weather. Sounds like maybe there was some sort of big storm, and it kind of, when you get these big weather events off a coast, they often stir things up. Like in Australia recently, we had a big nor'easter, not so different from the ones you guys get on the East Coast in America. Uh, but it wasn't body parts that washed up. It was like 10-kilo packets of cocaine. All these packets of cocaine started washing up. I'm not kidding. All these different things of cocaine kept washing up on the beach after the storm. So very odd, and I'm not surprised. Actually, do you guys want to see the cocaine? Let's see. Do you want to see some drugs? All right, hold on. 256 kilos of cocaine in like all these different packages that washed up all over Sydney. Apparently, here you go. This is only some of them. This is only some that washed up. There's others that washed up on the beach after the big storm. Look at all these packages of cocaine. What happened? There we go. I'll just leave it like that. So often after these big events, you do get, things wash up. Sometimes human body parts. Sometimes giant bricks of cocaine. So there you go. Hold on, guys. 1 second. All right, there we go. Yes. So bit weird in the UK to have all these body parts. Unfortunately, I wonder if this stretch of coastline is the one where the migrant boats tend to come in. Northumbria. Hold on, let me have a look. Northumbria. It might be southeast of Scotland, North England. I don't know. So, if you don't know, the UK, well, actually, maybe. So there is an issue, like in many countries in the UK, in Australia too, where you get these migrant boats that take off. I think they take off from Calais in France and try to get across the channel. So I don't know if that is related to possible body parts being found in this area of England. And I'm not sure if they normally come in at Northumbria. I'm sure it's a different location where the big ferry is. They have the big ferry that goes across the channel. Someone local may be able to tell us in the comments after the show. But it's possible it might be something like that. Maybe it's people that have drowned off the coast on you know, trying to get to England. Maybe it's swimmers who have gone missing, but you wouldn't expect that to be in winter. It's winter right now. We're just coming out of winter in the UK. Andrew, hey, how are you, buddy? Good to see you. I'm known to stalk. Who am I stalking? I don't stalk anyone. I just say hello to the people in the chat. That's all. I worry about my friends that don't show up sometimes. Hey, good to see you, Peekaboo, and Mamma Mia. If I didn't say hello, Robbie. Hey, Robbie. And Bambi was here. Hey, Bambi. So there you go. A weird one out of the UK. I don't have any more information other than that, other than bones found on a beach. That would be a weird discovery. Imagine if it was you and your kid, and you're like, what's that, son? Oh, it's just a human hand. We should probably hand this into police like a mobile phone. I would find that somewhat amusing because I have a warped sense of humor, and somewhat disturbing that there may be a human out there that is missing. So maybe they'll find out in the future. Maybe they can do DNA testing and figure out if it's from a missing person. I don't know. Marine Walk, which overlooks the beach. Let's have a look where Marine Walk is. Northumbria. Let's have a look. No, that's not the way you spell that. I don't know. It just says Northumbria Coastal Path. Walk the coastal path in Northumbria. 10 of Northumbria's best coastal walks. Yeah, okay, I don't know. If you're local to the area, let me know if you know anything about these bones found in your local area. I would find that very interesting. Oh, that was Roca or Rocker, depending on how you pronounce it. Not Northumbria. Let me have a look for Roca. Ah, okay. They do have some sort of Roca Pier near Marine Walk, Roca, Sunderland. It's Sunderland, not Northumbria. So this one's in Sunderland, a little bit further away. So there's some, I can show you. Let me switch this. Oh, wow, it's got a giant pier. Yeah. So this is Marine Walk here, and they have these giant piers. Look at this thing. That is massive. That's what she said. Um, they're quite, yeah. Maybe there's someone fell off here or something. I don't know. It's a lot of coastline. You got a lot of different coastal areas here where I don't know, someone could have fallen in or so they're saying this is Marine Walk and this is the beach here, right? So you would think it would have to be around here somewhere that they found some of the bones on this shoreline. But what is far away from here? There's Seaburn that they were talking about before. And here's a line. So this North Shields, there must be a ferry, see? There must be a ferry. Where does it go? Does it go to Calais? Hold on, what's this? Amsterdam. It goes to Amsterdam, not Calais. Okay, so there's a couple of different ferries that go through the Atlantic. Okay, cool. There you go. There's your little bit of geography for today. So it doesn't go to Calais. That's a different ferry. This ferry nearby goes to Amsterdam. So maybe some people have had too good of a weekend in Amsterdam, fallen into the water somehow, and washed up in Sunderland. We'll see. Holland. Yes, my friends in Holland who like the hard techno. Yes, I have a lot of friends over there actually. Hey GS the cat, how are you? Catching a live on a Thursday or Friday for us. Um, you also have the Channel Islands. That is true. It'd be interesting. I wonder if we'll ever find out who they might be. I'll keep an eye on it. Maybe they'll give us an update when they can find out. Because you think 3 reports of suspected human remains discovered over 2 months. All right. Let me just have a quick see if they tell us what type of human remains. There was also human remains found in the woods near the M4 in Wiltshire. I don't No, we can only do one human remains at a time. Hold on. Bones on the beach. They don't tell us what type of bone. They just said, we have received reports of bones or suspected body parts. So a little from column A and a little from column B. Maybe they got some body parts, some bones. Do they make a full human? Don't know. They haven't said. We'll find out, I guess. We'll find out. So let's head back to the UK. We'll get the UK ones out of the way. Then we've got American to get into. There is some interesting little tidbits from today's update in the case of the torso found. We've been talking about it for a while. The torso found in Salford, as they don't like us to call it the wetlands, because the wetlands is apparently a different location. Let me load that up if I can get to it. That's the bones. We need the wetlands one. Okay. Sorry, I've got to sort of move these around. All right, here. 7 days on from the horrific find, which, yes, it's Thursday night in the UK. What do they know a week on? Well, not much. They know that the man was over 40 and he'd only been dead a couple of days. They still haven't verified what they mean by torso and what they mean by lower half or lower portion. So we'll find that out. But like we said the other day, some people thought it was a female. So take that with what you will, and you know, come up with your own ideas. Although we did have a comment come in, and I'll read it to you if I can find it. It's from our friend Kelly. Kelly, who lives over there. Yeah, my friend Kelly. She says, if they thought the body was female and they're describing the remains as lower body torso, I'm guessing the upper chest was not there. Maybe, Kelly. Maybe. Maybe they will give us more clues after they actually, I don't know, maybe when they actually find out who it is. I think that might be more likely. They probably want to identify the person. Then they have to tell next of kin. That's their procedure. They must tell someone like family, like we found part of your family member in Salford. Do you know why he was there? Does he live there? Who is he? So they're going to have to find out more information. And then eventually we may find out a little more. They said one possibility is that other remains may have been disposed of in the nearby River Irwell. Underwater search units have been used. A national check of missing persons is taking place by detectives to identify the human remains. The investigation may become international. Now, in the UK, it's a little different to the way we live in Australia and America. A lot of people come and go from the UK. They either catch the train to Calais, like we were talking before, they come across on the ferries or, even buses. They take buses across on the ferries and things like that. They go in the tunnel. They travel between the European nations fairly easily. It's a little bit different now that they've had Brexit, but it's still doable. So you have people that come from, Amsterdam, different other countries over in Europe, especially the Eastern blocks in Europe. There's a lot of crime that comes from some countries out of Eastern Europe, unfortunately. And so they're saying it may become international. Maybe they think it's someone who's come across either illegally or legally, may have overstayed their welcome. Who knows? It makes tracking down people a little harder than like in Australia or America, where for the most part, we're sort of landlocked. Same with America. You can go to Mexico or Canada, but that's about it. Well, in the UK, you can go to just about anywhere in Europe. So you can also come from anywhere in Europe. So, yeah, it is a little bit of an issue. And if they're now saying they may have to go internationally, maybe there's some suggestion that this person may not be local. We'll find out. But it is interesting that there is no missing person locally that they can tie this discovery to. Like they would think if there was a man who hadn't come home in a week, their family or friends probably would have reached out to police by now. And they would be like, oh, that's who it is. Oh, we have this guy. He was found in the wetlands, or sorry, Salford Dale or Kersal Dale. And we have a missing person now. Let's see if it's the same person. But so far, they don't have any report of anyone being missing recently. So that's concerning. Then they arrested the 20-year-old man on Saturday evening on suspicion of murder in connection with the case, but they ran out of time and they have now released that person on bail pending further inquiries, which means they basically couldn't build the case strong enough to keep him behind bars, and they've had no choice but to release him due to legal requirement. So he is back in the community for now. It says earlier this week, Detective Chief Inspector Andy Naismith of the GMP Major Incident Team said, this is a distressing case, and we understand that the news last Thursday quite rightly caused shockwaves for the people in Salford and further afield in Greater Manchester. At the forefront of our thoughts is the victim. A life has been lost, and our job is to investigate this thoroughly in order to find out answers for a family that will one day suffer the loss of their loved one. That's right. There's a family out there somewhere who may not even know that their loved one is dead right now and is in like all these newspapers, and there's a giant media coverage of it. They might be sitting at home going, "Huh, I'm glad that's not my son Andy," and it may actually be their son Andy, and they just don't know about it. So they are 100% right. There's a family out there somewhere that may get a very shocking phone call in the coming weeks. So we have to be mindful of that too. It says, I want people to be reassured with our large and visible presence in the local area. We continue to search the area thoroughly by utilizing specialist departments to increase our capabilities in order to ensure a wide and thorough search of the area. They said anyone with information is asked to call 101 and quote the log number 2695 of April 4th, 2024. Details can also be passed anonymously to Crime Stoppers. Why did they write it like that? They said details can also be passed anonymously to Crime Stoppers anonymously on 0800 555 So there you go. If you live in the UK and you know anything about this, there's your number to call. And I have one more thing. Yesterday, I told you about they were refusing to collect bins in the area. I have a little more information on that now. It says refuge collections are suspended amid fears body parts could be in wheelie bin as police step up murder probe after headless torso found wrapped in plastic at nature reserve. So they have still having suspended bin collections in the area of Salford. A lot of people on Twitter complaining that their trash is piling up. When are they going to have it going again? And the messages I've seen from the local, council is saying we can start picking up rubbish again when the police tell us it is okay. Right now, the police are still searching. They're searching a 300-meter radius from the reserve. So anyone who lives in a 300-meter radius from that area where the body was found are having their bins searched over the coming days or tomorrow, and they're trying to find to see if this person's arms or legs or skull can be located. And they're also doing a river search as well, trying to figure out if maybe they got dumped in the waterways, but right now they haven't found anything, and they were out there again today, but no update. You can see them searching here. They found a bicycle. Don't know if it's related, may not be. And you can see here's a tweet. At the request of the GMP, bin collections in the Kersal area and parts of Broughton, I'm probably saying that wrong, have been suspended while investigations related to murder are carried out. The council will endeavour to restart them as soon as possible. So yeah, they are going to... Yeah, let's watch it. Hold on. I'll mute it and we'll just watch it like this. As you can see, you got your forensic teams down there doing something. You see them all in their Tyvek suits, walking around, forensicing stuff. A lot of police. There's a big workforce down there. I think I saw something like 40 police they had out there. So they really want to try and figure this all out. It's a large contingent of police out there. They found a bike, see? I doubt it's related. It's probably someone who dumped it. But they're going to have to test and look at everything. So, see, they're like, it might be evidence. Let's wrap it up and take it with us. There you go. Yeah. If I get more information, I will bring it to you. I know there's a lot of people on Twitter and YouTube who really want to follow this particular case, and there's not a lot of people doing anything on it. So I will keep on it for you in the future, I promise. Yeah, sort of similar, Marlene Clausen. Sort of similar how in America you guys can travel between all of the mainland states and, go from Alabama to Kentucky or go from Mississippi to Texas or New Mexico. Sort of similar, yeah. Except these are literally different countries and they got different laws and different parliaments and stuff like that. I know how rude of them. Bees are life. All that garbage. Yeah, I don't know when the last time they actually cleaned it. Who knows? Could be maybe years ago. I don't know. Um, Let me see if I can find anything on our friend the Twitter. Let me see if Salford Torso has any results. Oh, wait. I thought I gave myself a fright. This from GB News says the torso in Salford Nature Reserve has been identified by police as a belong as belonging to a male over 40. And I was like, oh my god, they identified him. And then it's just like, no, just as a person over 40 years old. That doesn't help us. That doesn't help. We don't need that. I'm just trying to see if there's anything else. No, that's it. That's it. There is no new information. Just the stuff about the bin and the Salford bin collections halted after the discovery. And I showed you a photo last night of people's bins on the side of the road just building up. And I suspect that'll get worse over the coming days. I don't think that'll get better anytime soon. All right, let's get out of the UK, back into America. I'll do Samantha Murphy stuff near the end so we can have a bit of a break. I have a new thing about Sebastian, and I wanted to show it to you because I haven't done much on him recently, and it's not because I don't want to. It's just there's been very little mainstream news about him. Very, very little. It's been sort of very quiet. There's been a lot of stuff on social media, but nothing that I can verify um, through police or mainstream news, something like that. But today there was a new article, and I want to show you. Where is it? Here. What would it take for Sebastian Rogers' case to become criminal? They said there needs to be some sort of evidence that, well, it says here evidence of foul play, but down here they're saying there's three things that it could help. And it says, where is it? Yeah. District Attorney Ray Whitley says there needs to be something physical evidence, blood, or Sebastian's clothing, a flashlight, or security video, or an eyewitness implicating someone. At this point, the simple fact is they don't have any of that. But that's not to say that that can't change. And General Whitley says he stays in contact with authorities ready to prosecute if it does change. And they said Sumner County EMA Director Wedner says his crews are on call, ready to go when investigators with new leads on potential evidence. They said anytime the sheriff or the TBI says we need to deploy, we go. We are ready to go. A sophisticated mapping system shows all the ground they've covered. Sadly, to date, no confirmed sightings or no indication whatsoever of what happened to Sebastian. And that video, where is it? Is it up here? Look here. In the background of this video, I've shown this photo before. This is all the different assets they have used to look through Sebastian's area for him. They have just obliterated the ground with like people, aircraft, drones, helicopters, volunteers, horseback, motorcycle, cameras like FLIR cameras at night, just anything any asset they had, they threw at this investigation to try and cover as much ground as possible. And you can see that on this particular image. It really is impressive how much ground they covered looking for Sebastian. And the fact they've got nothing tells me that we need to look in a new direction. There needs to be a new direction. And obviously, they ask for everyone to go check all their yards and do it twice a day and check under like your barn or, check under your haystack and anywhere a 15-year-old could hide. Do that in the morning and at night. Hundreds of people throughout the community did do that. And now where are we? We're 40 whatever days. How many days are we? 40. 46 days since Sebastian was reported missing, and we're no closer to finding him than we were in week 1. At least I don't believe so, and I don't think, we know anything more than we really did, in the first week or so, week to 10 days. Like, there's been a little bit of, like, stuff on the outside that has come out, but nothing that really is gonna find Sebastian, and that's frustrating. It's frustrating for me because I would like to see him found, and if he's alive, great, he can go home to whatever guardian that is, and if he's unfortunately not with us anymore, then we can do the second part, which is go grab the pitchforks. No, I'm just kidding. We can get the court cases and try and get justice for him and put those people responsible in a court of law. So, yeah, very frustrating. I'll play this little video on it. This was the one they put out, I think, today, and we'll try to keep his name in the shows from time to time. Hopefully, we get good information shortly.
We begin tonight with an exclusive look inside the ongoing search for Sebastian Rogers. Good evening, everyone. I'm Rory Johnston.
And I'm Carrie Sharp. The 15-year-old disappeared 1 month ago from his Hendersonville home. And since then, there have been few updates from authorities.
The case is certainly frustrating, and we know it's impacted the entire community, which is why we're committed to sharing the very latest with you, including what's still being done now.
Actually, this is the old one. That's not the one they brought out today. It must be this one. Sorry. That's an old one because they said 1 month, and that was over 2 weeks ago.
Authorities say they will not rule out foul play, but they will not say that there is a criminal investigation into the Sebastian Rogers case. Why not? Well, I talked to District Attorney Ray Whitley about what it might take to perhaps make an arrest. Sebastian disappeared from his Hendersonville home more than 6 weeks ago. Since then, professionals and volunteers searching for the 15-year-old have found nothing, no trace. Have you found evidence of Sebastian yourself when you've been out there?
No.
So how does a teen with autism walking from a home barefoot in the middle of the night just with a flashlight disappear? Experts say children rarely simply vanish completely on their own. Could others be involved in Sebastian's case?
We have not cleared anyone, but we have absolutely no evidence to support foul play.
Though they certainly do have theories. So what would it take to call this now a criminal investigation? General Whitley tells me there has to be something, physical evidence, blood, Sebastian's clothing, a flashlight, or security video, or an eyewitness implicating someone. But at this point, the simple fact is there's nothing. But that's not to say that can't change. And General Whitley says he stays in contact with authorities, ready to prosecute if it does. Sumner County EMA Director Ken Widener says his crews are on call 24/7, ready to go when investigators contact them with new leads on potential evidence.
There's that map, and that's an updated version. The other one is about 3 weeks old. Look at that. That's the ground they've covered looking for him. I mean, I like to believe if he was out there in that area, they would have found him by now, 100%. They know what they're doing. They've done these type of missing person cases before. If there was a 15-year-old in this area, I'm betting they would have found him by now. The fact that he's not there, we're gonna have to start looking in different areas for sure, and maybe take this investigation in a different direction. All right, let's watch the rest.
New leads on potential evidence.
And anytime the sheriff's office indicates or TBI indicates where you've got an area of interest that we need to search, we're ready to go.
You can see the sophisticated mapping system showing the ground they've covered. Sadly, to date, no confirmed sightings and no indication whatsoever of what happened to Sebastian. Authorities still assume that Sebastian is alive and that he will be found safe. If that's not the case, then his body must be found. Without it or any other physical evidence, we may never know what happened to the teen. Nick Barris, News Channel 5.
I hope it doesn't become one of those cases where we don't hear anything for like 3 years, and his name just sits on the amber list for forever. And we just go, wonder whatever happened to Sebastian Rogers? Whatever happened to that kid? Exactly like Summer Wells. 2, 3 years later now for her, we don't know where she is. Got no idea. No one has any new information. Police don't have any new information. She's just considered missing. Um, I would hate to see that happen and history repeat itself with Sebastian. Same with Elijah Vu, but I believe that they know the area where Elijah is. They just got to find him. I think it's slightly different. I think they have some clues in Elijah's one. It's just really rough terrain, and it might take a while. But Sebastian, I don't know. Wish we could get some more answers and soon, because unfortunately, Tennessee has a really poor history in missing children cases, and there's a whole website for Tennessee with all these different names of children that were never found, and that is very disturbing. That there's apparently 50 children out there that just never been found again, and I'm sure that's the case in some other places too, but we're concentrating on TN right now. Here again, I'll put his Amber Alert up there again. Hopefully we get some movement in his case soon. I hope so, for everyone's sake. I just not a huge fan of the speculation and innuendo going around, and I would rather see more movement in his actual official case with the police, so they can actually go, oh, it might be over here, or we're going to start looking in this direction. And yeah, because we're almost at 2 months. In about 2 weeks we're going to be at 60 days missing for Sebastian. That's a long time. Hold on, I'll show you that Tennessee site. Here, tn.gov, active missing child alerts. So it's this particular website. And you see all the little kids, right? Endangered child alerts, Joshua Hollins, JC Hollins, they're two. They must be new. Missing April 9th. That is fairly recent. There's Sebastian. There's this person, Holly Lynn, Holland. I hope I'm pronouncing it. I would have pronounced it Hollyin, but last name Snap. She's been missing since 2023, October. There's another young adult. It's missing since June 26, 2023. This little baby, Kennedy Hoyle, missing since February 2nd, 2022. Summer Wells, missing since June 15th, 2021. Missing since 2015, 2012, 2012, 2011. I mean, yeah, this one we'd all love to be solved. I know I would. The day we actually get some big news about this one, I will be over the moon. I will be over the moon to hear of some sort of proper information, a new direction, something, and I will be the first one to report it for Summer Wells. But until then, I try not to use her case for internet views, because I think that's really wrong. And yeah, our friend, everyone's friend right now, Sebastian, missing from Sumner County, Tennessee, February 26, 2024. I hope we get something new shortly. All right. That's my little update on Sebastian, because I get literally, I don't know, 10 emails a week asking me, Ping, when are you going to next do a show on Sebastian? Ping, are you still covering Sebastian? When will you talk about Sebastian again? And I think I've said it before, I'm happy to talk about it every night. Every single night I'll do a show on Sebastian. If we have information, if I have something I can talk to you about. But if there's, just like it has been recently, I don't want to be one of these people, and excuse my French, I don't want to be one of these people just shit stirring on the internet for, to get donations or, you know, likes or subscriptions or whatever. I'd rather just bring you other cases until we have more information. Okay, that's it for that one. I like I said, I hope we get more soon. But I'll bring you another case from America, and this one I love. This one is really interesting. 85-year-old woman was handcuffed to a chair during an armed home invasion. She killed the robber and survived. It says here an 85-year-old woman who shot and killed a man after he broke into her home in the middle of the night was threatened, hit, handcuffed to a chair, and shot multiple times, according to newly released information. The home invasion happened on March 13, and deputies responded just after noon, but the home invasion began at 2 a.m. in the morning. It's like 10 hours later. It says the Bingham County Prosecuting Office identified the 85-year-old woman on Wednesday as Christine Janaya. I'm going to pronounce it. The suspect was identified in March as Derek Ephraim Condon, 39, of Blackfoot. Officials told EastIdahoNews.com the two were known to each other, and it was not believed to be a random incident. According to the incident review by Bingham County Prosecutor Ryan Jolly, Condon's death has been ruled as justifiable homicide based on information contained in reports, video, photographs, search warrants, and witness statements. It says she was sleeping early that morning. She was sleeping in her Bingham County home just off 134 West, 600 North. According to the review, the only other person in her home was an adult disabled son, David, who was in a room downstairs. East Idaho News has seen the home and it is out of the way from neighbors. Christine told investigators that she was woken up by an unknown man. He was later identified as Condon. Condon was dressed in a military jacket and black ski mask. He was pointing a gun and flashlight at her. The review said Condon placed her in handcuffs and took her into the living room. Subsequent investigation indicates a strong likelihood that Condon struck her in the head as she lay in her bed. There was blood on the pillow and floor in her room where she had been sleeping. She said he had hit her in the head at some point during the incident, but she was unsure of exactly when it happened. After taking her at gunpoint into the living room, Condon handcuffed her to a wooden chair. He asked her where the valuables were kept and pushed his pistol against her head after she told him she didn't have much. He threatened to kill her. She told Condon that there were two safes downstairs in the home. He left her handcuffed in the living room. He went downstairs multiple times and rummaged through several rooms. Eventually, Condon discovered that her son was in the home and got angry at her for not telling him. He made multiple threats and told her that he would kill her. Apparently, according to the review, there's a photo of him. I don't know why it's so large. There you go. It's a photo of the man who broke into her home and held her at gunpoint. It says she grabbed her gun while handcuffed. This is amazing. I've never heard of anything like this. And they say one of the most heroic acts of self-preservation I have heard of. It says when Condon was downstairs again at some point, she dragged the chair she was handcuffed to into her bedroom and got her .357 Magnum revolver, which was under her pillow. She then went back into the living room and hid the revolver between the armrest and the cushion of a couch next to where she was sitting while she was waiting to see what Condon did next. Her memory of exactly what happened next remains somewhat unclear. She told investigators that at some point, Condon came back into the living room and threatened to kill her as he continued to burglarize her home. She ultimately made the decision that it was now or never, drew her gun and engaged Condon, striking him with both her bullets. Condon returned fire and emptied a 9mm pistol, hitting her multiple times in the abdomen, leg, arm, and chest. Condon went into the kitchen where he died from his wounds. She fell to the floor, still handcuffed in the living room, where she remained for about 10 hours. She was ultimately able to call 911 after her son came upstairs later in the morning and gave her a phone. Deputies responded immediately at 12:17 p.m. and provided life-saving measures. She was transported to Eastern Idaho Regional Medical Center in Idaho Falls. I mean, isn't that amazing? She was handcuffed to a chair. She somehow hopped the chair to her bedroom, grabbed her 357 Magnum, hopped all the way back until before he got back upstairs to her, hid the gun, and then decided it was going to be like do or die. She had to make a choice to defend herself and her home and her son, and she decided now's the time to try and, well, either disable him or kill him. And she took her moment, shot him. He returned fire. She was shot like 6 times. She lay there for like 10 hours until her son came and gave her a phone. I mean, it's something like you hear of out of a movie, like out of a Hollywood script. It really is amazing. It says investigation revealed there was a broken window in the back of her home and a screwdriver was found next to the door where Condon came inside. Additionally, Condon's car was found near her home with one set of footprints leading from the car in that direction. When investigators searched his body, they found he had a lockpick set, his car key, a handcuff key, and a bag that had items he had stolen. And it says the law in Idaho regarding self-defense is clear. No person in this state shall be placed in legal jeopardy of any kind whatsoever for protecting himself. He found that an individual acting in self-defense is not required to wait until he or she ascertains whether the danger is apparent or real. They said this case presents an easy analysis of self-defense and justifiable homicide. It also presents one of the most heroic acts of self-preservation I have heard of. Any reasonable person would believe it was necessary to defend themselves or the disabled child under such circumstances. He said the fact that she survived the encounter is truly incredible. Jolie said that her grit, determination, and will to live appeared to be what saved her that night. Had Derek Condon survived, I would be charging him with multiple felonies, including attempted murder, kidnapping, burglary, aggravated battery, and grand theft, he said in his review. The Bingham County Sheriff's Office released in a post on social media, "We wish to make it clear that our intention is not to defame the name of the suspect involved or make a tragedy for his family worse. We are simply releasing the facts of the case and explaining that there was a victim involved that displayed heroism, fortitude, a will to live that we'd be remiss not to share." In other words, while we feel for his family, the living victim is more important. The sheriff's office said its staff feel fortunate to know her and look forward to finding a way to honor her at a later date. Wow. I don't think I've ever heard a story like that. I wish we had a photo of her. Let's see if I can find one. An 85-year-old woman. I mean, it's insane. Hold on, let me find a photo of her. As Christine. All right, Christine. Let's see if we can find a photo of you. No. They've released a photo of the victim, who was that Condon guy, but not of the woman? Maybe she doesn't want to be identified, even though they named her? That's odd. Yeah, I can't find an actual photo of her, but there's plenty of him. Hold on, I'm just checking a couple of sources to see if I can find... Okay, maybe I'm going to have to search his name. Okay. There's only one video that I can find, and this is from when it happened like 4 weeks ago. Let's see the original video.
We now know the name of a man that was killed in Blackfoot yesterday. The Bingham County coroner says 39-year-old Derek Ephraim Condon of Blackfoot died in a possible home invasion. Local News 8 was the first to arrive at the home at 134 West, 600 North in Bingham County. Deputies were called there after noon. They found Condon dead and the homeowner, an elderly woman, injured. The homeowner was sent to the hospital. She is expected to survive. The investigation continues.
This is what $1.7 million will get you on.
Apparently, that's what $1.7 million will get me. I don't know why. Oh, thanks, Amy. What is this? Hold on. I can't see it, my friend. I'm sorry. I don't have Facebook. Amy sent me a missing person, but I can't see it. If you have a news link or a Twitter link, I can do it for you. But thanks for sending me the link. I appreciate it. Yeah, that was from Idaho, Juicy Jules. Not Australia. Nope, we don't have 357 Magnums under people's pillows over here. It doesn't tend to happen. It does tend to happen where you guys are. Very interesting case. I don't think I've ever heard of something so crazy, but just trying to see if there's anything else here. This was the original story about this. So the original story just said the woman was harmed, but she had protected herself. The woman had shot a man with a handgun that had broken into her home in a home invasion, but he was found to be deceased upon arrival. And that's all they gave out. The actual story of her, like, heroism only came out today. I'm just trying to see if there's anything new here. No, that was like the original article. But really a truly unique story. I've not heard of many like this. An 85-year-old woman. I just love the fact at the end they're like, there's the scumbag that broke into her home. There you go. It says here, I love this bit. The sheriff's office said it feels fortunate to know her and fortunate to know Christine and looks forward to finding a way to honor her at a later date. I love that. Hopefully they'll give her a heroic medal or something, like a city medal or a police officer. Sometimes they do those like yearly bravery award type things because she protected her son and herself that night, and the fact she survived being shot 6 times, I mean, it is crazy. Really is. I know, it's pretty good. Juicy Jules says, I don't think he'll be found. I think he ran from his mum and a stranger picked him up. You talking about Sebastian Rogers? I don't know if that's what happened. That's not my opinion, but I appreciate your opinion. Shed Hunter says, I am hiding in the bush. Internet is not working well. Okay. Why exactly are you hiding in the bush? You let me know. I'd like to know. Are you stalking someone? Potentially stalking, I don't know, a floating head? Let me find. All right, let's move on. But that was a cool story. I like bringing you something that has good news. I really do like that. Oh yeah, actually, this is I am never going to be able to pronounce this woman's name, but I really do want to. I do want to show you this if I can. Unfortunately, we have to go back to England, but I don't know how many people heard about this. I just need to get the video on the screen. Hold on. A woman was stabbed to death near her £3 million home and had the attacker they're saying is most likely known to her. So if you're in England and you've seen this story, you'll know the one I'm talking about. It only came out a few hours ago. I'm going to show it to you.
While our detectives are keeping an open mind for any motive, I can confirm that it is likely her attacker was known to her. This morning, we named the victim of a fatal stabbing at an address in Westminster as Kamanan Tiompanit. Kamanan had dual nationality, Chinese, Hong Kong, and Thai. She was 27 years of age and was working and living in London. We are supporting her devastated family and friends as they come to terms with their tragic loss. They are overseas, and the process of informing them has taken some time. To lose a loved one in these circumstances is unimaginable, and our thoughts are with them. We ask that their privacy is respected at this very sad and difficult time. I completely understand the shock and concern this incident has caused, especially to women living and working in the area, and indeed to Londoners as a whole. I understand there is speculation about what happened to Kamanan. While our detectives are keeping an open mind for any motive, I can confirm that it is likely her attacker was known to her. I reiterate our appeal for anyone who has any information or material that could assist the investigation to contact us. We recently shared information about the work we're doing to tackle violence against women and girls, using data-led tactics to target dangerous offenders and bring them to justice. Kamanan's murder
So her name is Kamanan. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. And she was murdered outside of her home. I'm going to show you the Sky News thing. Woman 27 found stabbed to death in Westminster home named. No arrests have been made so far, and a post-mortem on Wednesday found that Kamanan cause of death was sharp force trauma. Some of her neighbors now say they don't feel safe in their homes. Here's a photo of that young woman. Obviously very beautiful young lady. It says, Kamanan, who was known to her friends as Angela, was found dead in Stanhope Place near Hyde Park on Monday after police forced entry into the property. No arrests have been made so far, and a post-mortem on Wednesday found the cause of death was sharp force trauma. And this is the neighborhood right here, like very, very well-to-do neighborhood. Apartments here cost over £1 million. It's a very upscale place. Not free of crime, though. There is crime. Detective Chief Inspector Adam Clifton said, "My team continues to work tirelessly to piece together the events that led to Kamanan's murder. I would like to thank local residents for their patience while we have gone about our work at the scene. I would appeal to anyone who has information that could assist us, no matter how insignificant you think that may be, to come forward and speak to us. Her family and friends have been devastated by this murder, and we must ensure whoever is responsible is held to account. Officers have been in contact with the victim's family on Sunday because they were worried for her safety." Yeah. Another young woman brutally murdered. And the investigation continues. Hold on. All right. I just saw Trisha's reminder come up. Means we've got half an hour. Yeah, Hyde Park. Very posh. Yep. Oh, you're hiding in her frog pond. Okay. You stay there and you get her, okay? You get her. All right, Danny. Danny says, "I don't have an opinion other than all parents suck." All right. I know. Oh, actually, I don't know anything. I don't know anything about CrimeCon. Juicy Jules says, "I lived apartments called Hyde Park." Okay. In a different city or something like that? All right, let me bring you back to Australia. I want to show you what's going on with the Samantha Murphy case today. They're back out there today, but it seems they're up to their old tricks again. And I'm going to show you what I mean. Remember yesterday I told you, would they just be gone by 2:30 again? Well, seems to be something similar might be happening. Let me see if I can find it. I've got a million links up here. Yeah, hold on. I might have to close some of these guys. Hold on. Haha, here. Police resume scaled back search for the body of missing Ballarat woman Samantha Murphy. Hold on, guys. So yeah, again, more. Guys, hold on. Can you guys give me 2 seconds? I just need to take a phone call. Hold on. It's important. 1 second. Sorry, guys. That was a really important phone call. That's not good. Just had some bad news. Let me see if I can get back on track. All right. Yeah. So they're saying police resume scale back search for body of missing Ballarat woman Samantha Murphy. So they're scaling back the search again. This is what happened last time. Last time they did one day, and then they at 2:30 they were like, nope, nothing here, and they scaled it back. Now they're saying they're going to search today, but with much less people. They're saying a targeted search was being conducted in the Ballarat area on Friday, but police would not reveal where the focus of today's search was. Police used cadaver dogs from New South Wales Police for the first time during the investigation into Miss Murphy's disappearance. Maybe they have a clue of where she is. The Missing Persons Squad, Search and Rescue Squad, local police were also involved in Thursday's search effort, which was yesterday. Police said the search area in Enfield State Park was highlighted by intelligence derived from a number of sources. And here's that. This is where Ballarat City is, and here's where Enfield is. The other search area was near Buninyong here, and the other searches earlier on were sort of up here near Ballarat East. It says Miss Murphy, 51, was last seen leaving her home in Ballarat East on Sunday, February 4, to go for a run. In March, the 22-year-old Patrick Stephenson was charged with Miss Murphy's murder and is due to face court again in August. But as to finding her body, I was hoping we were going to get a good end to the week, and we might have got a press conference either yesterday or today saying we found her finally. But so far, no. But there's also another link that just popped up under 9 minutes ago. Police resume targeted search for Ballarat mum Samantha Murphy cadaver dogs. Okay. Cadaver dogs used for first time. Police have returned to bushland on Friday in their latest efforts to recover her body. Police are undertaking a targeted search in the Ballarat area today as part of the investigation into the disappearance. Detectives from those squads I mentioned before. Here, we are not in a position to supply further specific details of today's operational activity at this time. Specialty cadaver dogs that can sniff out human remains were used for the first time on Thursday, since Miss Murphy went missing more than 2 months ago. New South Wales and Queensland are understood to be the only two states in Australia with cadaver detection dog capabilities. Interesting that Victoria doesn't have it. As a result, the specially trained dogs are often deployed interstate to assist police with missing person cases. They generally have 8 to 12 weeks of training where the dogs learn to detect odors of human and skeletal remains across a range of environments designed to simulate real-life scenarios. They probably use the body farm. There's a body farm up in New South Wales and one in Queensland, I think. So they probably train them up there where they have different stages of decomposition, and they can actually train them on real human remains. Cadaver dogs typically breeds include German Shepherds and Labrador Retrievers. Very interesting. Here's a Labrador in the state park yesterday with I wonder if that's one of them. It says intelligence from several police sources has now prompted investigators to direct their search to the dense bushland in the Enfield State Park area. Police undertook a similar large-scale search in the Buninyong area last month in an effort to locate any trace of Miss Murphy, and they're just saying a range of special units will be involved. Yeah. We'll see. Now where they have a cadaver dog, maybe they'll have some more luck. I don't know. Oh, yeah, we do have those. I always forget. I'm going to have to put them on a trigger. Here. Meow. Yeah, we had another one too, but it looks like someone deleted it. I'll have to upload it again. But yeah, we do have these. I'll have to use them again. Yeah, he's not cooperating with police, apparently. No cooperation with police. He won't give them anything, apparently. He's not being cooperative. Hey, little Miss Sharon, how are you? Good to see you. We've got a little bit of time left. I do want to just bring this up. I know Trish is going to do this story too, so I won't go into giant depths with it, but I love this case too. It is very interesting to me, so I would like to do a little bit of it. This one. The Slender Man Stabber. That's an awful way of putting it. Who almost killed classmate when she was 12, is too dangerous to go free from mental hospital, psychologist tells court. Now, I'm not going to go into the depths of it, but I do want to know your opinion in chat about her. Do you think she can ever live in society? Do you think she should be kept for the full sentence, which was like 30 years or 40 years? Do you think she should be kept for the, Geyser was ordered to spend 40 years. So do you think she should be released only after like 10 years, or do you think she's too dangerous to ever be in society, or do you think she should have to spend the entire sentence for what she committed? There's a bit down here that I'm really interested in to talk to you guys about. Hold on, where is it? Let me find it. There's a bit here about her time in custody and in the institution. There's something odd about like her male contacts in the prison, and they said something about them being used to their own advantage, and I'm like, that's creepy. Let me see if I can find it. Sorry, I gotta quickly pass this. Yeah, it must not be in this one. Maybe it's in a completely different article. I might have to look for it in a second. But they were describing how she's had this weird contact with males in the prison. And I was like, if there are people behind there doing that, let me see if I can find. It must not be in this particular article. Hold on. Da, da, da. Hold on, ladies and gentlemen. Morgan Geyser. Trying to see if it's this one. I can't seem to find it. Maybe Insightful One can find it for the next show and discuss it with you. But really creepy that they were saying like she had made these odd connections and that those people were doing it for their own gain. And I was like, what does that mean? Does that mean she's been having sexual contact with some of the people behind bars? And I was like, I mean, I know that happens. And they were saying like how her social circle is very small because she's in the facility. And I was like, oh, I hope that's not what that means. Hold on. That's really odd. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Could have sworn it was on that one. Okay, so it's not going to help me. Apparently my links are going to fail me at the wrong time. But I'm going to come back to the chat. Odd. I don't know if I've got too many. Aha, okay, no, sorry, I found it. It's this one. Yeah. Dr. Lundbaum said they were asked about the multiple relationships Geyser has had with men much older than herself, with the doctor saying this was a complicated topic. She is an individual who has been isolated and has developed relationships with people who have frankly been nice to her. It's been difficult to identify the motives of some of these individuals. Certainly, there have been people who have tried to establish a relationship for their own gain. Adding that some of these people helped Geyser to feel less lonely while in the institution. So, a complicated topic, and that She's an individual who has been isolated. Sorry, my throat's drying up. Let's see. Little Miss Sharon says, hard to say with her brain still changing from youth to adulthood. Reby says, the girl can never get off her meds, and because I wouldn't trust her to continue to take her meds when released, she needs to never be released early or ever. There was someone that was saying one of the steps to getting out of an institution is insight into your own mental condition. And one of those insights is that you know the steps, like of you going backwards or you not taking your medication, those type of things. What are the different red flags for you? And the insight they look for is that you're able to identify those red flags, because that shows you can manage your own condition successfully. And I wonder if that's something she's able to do yet or not. I judge by some of the comments from the psychologist that she cannot do that, as they're still saying, one of them said 6 to 12 months that she may be able to be okay to be released. And that's a very short time frame. Very short. I mean, this is a person who was very sick and almost killed another young little girl because she thought she was going to go and be a servant to Slender Man and be a proxy of Slender Man. I mean, that's some very warped thinking. So you guys are very interesting. I think she's not in prison, the other girl. Am I correct in that? That the other girl was released years ago. I think I'm right. Now that I've said it, everyone's going to be like, Ping, you're wrong. It's this girl, Anna Weiser, is that her name, or Weir? Yes, she was granted a release in 2021 to live with her father in order to wear a GPS monitor. So yeah, she's already left psychiatric center years ago. She's been out for a while now. Yeah, I'm not sure why she got it so easy. But it says here, after day 2, that the judge denies Morgan Geyser's petition for conditional release. And yeah, I think it's going to be a while before she ever walks among us, or at least I hope so. She is a very sick person who needs a lot of help, maybe for the rest of her life. I mean, to show those type of symptoms at 12, and Insightful may be able to tell you more about it because she's really good with the psychological stuff. But to show those type of symptoms at 12 years old, when they normally manifest in later teenage years, that's really early to have those kind of strong deluded fantasies. So I think she's dangerous. I think she'll always be dangerous. And I'm not sure if there's ever fully fixing her. Can she live in the community? I have no idea, but I hope these doctors know what they're talking about. That's the other girl, yeah, in 2021. Yep, she has to go live with her father. Yeah, not as mentally ill, no. She was not quite as bad. I think she was more like deluded fantasy shared between two people. She bought into it. I think that's like, almost like that, I'll butcher the French pronouncing, but almost like they had that shared delusion. But I don't know if it's a real case of it. They're very hard to verify, apparently. And there's not many that have actually been truly verified as that, delusion of two. There's not many that have been actually psychologically or psychiatrically verified. I think there's only like 5 cases ever that's ever been actually fully, peer reviewed, and they've said, yes, this is a shared delusion, and there's not been that many. What are you saying, DJ? Yeah, I can show you that article. Hold on. If you guys didn't know about her being released. Where is it? It was here.
Well, one of two women involved in the brutal attack on a friend in Waukesha that became known as the Slender Man case is no longer bound by a GPS bracelet. A judge has ruled that Anissa Wire, who is now 21 years old, should not have to wear the location tracking device. Wire remains under state supervision, though, and gets mental health care in Waukesha County, where she's under conditional release.
There you go. That was the last update. That was from 2023 for her, for Anissa or Anissa. That was her update from 2023. So she was able to have her GPS monitor removed. So she no longer has a GPS monitor, and she's, I think, just about free to go, although she probably has checkups and things like that. Pretty brutal. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how I'd feel if she lived in my neighborhood. I'd hope she's getting a lot of care, both of them. I mean, even the fact that they were just involved in something like that, you know, it could traumatize you even if you were just a follower or, you know, not as you weren't the ringleader, I mean. So, yeah. Anyways, I know Trisha's going to do a great episode of this in about 10 minutes. This is like a primer. You can go hang out with them and learn all about the other news. I haven't told you the rest of it. So, Marjorie Moore says, Folly Ado. Yeah. Yes, that's the one. I just know that there's very few verified real cases of that. I know a lot of people throw that word around and think it's about every single case where two people do something crazy. But I've heard that it's very rarely actually verified that two people actually have it. Although there was a case recently where they thought it might have been the same thing, but like up to 6 people. And they thought that there was a 6-person shared delusion. And I was like, wow, I had no idea it could spread within a group. But apparently they thought it may have been. I wish I could remember the case, but I can't off the top of my head. Little Miss Sharon says, if I was a parent of these girls, it would be devastating. Well, it robs not just it robs just not the victims of their life, it robs the parents of the children of their life too. They'll never have a normal life either. They'll have, you know, years of court and therapy and this and that. I don't know if you said that really sarcastically, like, OJ's gone. Anyways, I don't know if that's what you're going for, or you're like, oh man, I'm such a big football fan. I remember seeing him in the 70s. Oh, what a pity. I can't tell through the screen. I hope you mean, I don't know, whatever you mean. Okay, we're going to wrap up. I will be back. We're going to do the late show again tonight, and it's because of the people in the end video. People who support this channel, they are great people and they deserve to be recognized at the end of the show. I've fixed the ending video. It's now longer. It used to only go for like 12 seconds. It now goes for 30 seconds. I've made it longer and the names stay on the screen longer to help recognize those people. And yeah, thank you to all those people who help support the channel. You're the people past and present. If you're one of these people that were on this video 2 months ago, you're still the people who help allow the late shows to happen today. Wouldn't be here without any of you that have helped support the channel over the last almost 1 year now. So even if you donated a year ago, I am still thankful to you, and you guys are very kind. Even if you just sit there and you leave a comment at the end of the video, or you like and subscribe or whatever, those people mean a lot to me too. So you are all lovely people who come here and support the channel. I will be here at the end of Trisha's show. There'll be another video. You just ignore the time. The time is just a placeholder. So if you see it and go, oh my God, I'm not going to stay up for another hour, it's just a placeholder because I don't know what time Trish will finish. So I just put a time that is far away. And then I just go live whenever Trish is done. So go have fun with them if you are going to go hang out with them on that channel. If not, I will see you for another show in about an hour and a half, 2 hours time, okay? So love you all. If you're not coming back for the late show, hey, have a great Friday. And we'll see you for the Friday night show at 9 p.m. And if that's it, that's it. Thanks, guys. I really appreciate it, ladies and gentlemen. And I couldn't ask for better viewers of this channel. Everyone is amazing. See you for the late show. Have fun with Trish. Good night.